Hi, I've been wanting to voice my opinion on something I've heard a lot of people talking about, and that's the tribulation. We've got the view of pre-trib, post-trib, mid-trib, and I've determined that I'm pre-trib, but I'm pre-trib for a different reason than you might have ever heard. Over the history, I've been reading and studying about the history of the church and the impact the church has made through the ages, and it's phenomenal, the impact that the true church, the body of Jesus Christ, has had on the world. Almost every time evil rears its head, the church is there to put an end to it. It was slavery that was ended not by any particular nation, but by the church in Europe and England and the United States, as people speaking their faith, their belief in God, that was wrong, and they stood for that, and they stopped it. The church put an end to slavery. When Hitler rears his head, it's the church and people who believe it's right to stand against that, to fight against that, to speak against that, to stand against that. So the church historically has always made a difference. We have power. I believe it's a church that restrains evil in the world. It's a church that puts an end to evil in the world. And that got me to thinking, if the church is here during the tribulation, well, we're the people, we're the church of God, we're the body of Jesus Christ on this planet. You don't think we could recognize who the Antichrist is? Sure we could. If we know who the Antichrist is, we would stand against him. We would pray. And it's that standing against him, it's that prayer that could tie him down, that could restrain the Antichrist. And think about that word restrain. Have you restrained evil lately? Have you made a stand for Jesus Christ, and have you restrained evil, not just in your life, but your family's life, your city's life, your country, and in the world? We are the church. We are empowered by the Holy Spirit. We make a difference in this world that we live in. And believe me, we can and we do restrain evil. If the Antichrist is here and the church is here at the same time, we would restrain him. And Thessalonians speaks about that restraining. That the son of perdition could not be, he's restrained. That it's not until he who restrains is taken out of the way. Well, who's he who restrains? It's me. It's you. It's us. We're the ones that restrain evil. We're the ones that make a difference in the world. We restrain evil from rearing its head in its worst form. When you read about the tribulation period, you study the scriptures on that, it doesn't mention very much at all about the church making a stand. It doesn't mention very much at all about the church fighting against evil. It talks about people getting their heads cut off for not receiving the mark of the beast. It talks about the 144,000 from each tribe of Israel. It talks about the two witnesses. But it doesn't talk about the power of the church. I believe it's a church that restrains evil. And let me also say this. What is it that creates a tribulation? Jesus said that tribulation would be greater than any time before or after. There will never be another time like that tribulation that's coming. If that's the case, what is it that makes it a tribulation? Is it war? Is it famine? Or could it start with something as simple as the church, the body of Jesus Christ, being removed from the world? Think for a second, if suddenly the church disappears. Today, let's say the church disappears. And let's say you live in a place where you didn't get raptured out. You don't know anybody that's been raptured out. You go outside, you don't see anybody that's been raptured out. I still think you would feel the absence of a praying people of the Church of Jesus Christ. You would feel the absence of the Holy Spirit. You would feel that. I think there would be a depression that would suddenly set itself down upon the entire world. You ever go into a city and when you get to this city, doesn't matter where it is, in LA or New York, or no matter where it's at, and let's say you come from a smaller church where you've had revival and you felt the power of the Holy Spirit. And when you drive to a big city, suddenly it feels like there's kind of a pollution there, a spiritual pollution. And you can feel that. You can feel that sometimes. Well, we as Christians can feel the evil that's in the air. If we're absent, what does the world feel? Jesus said we're the salt of the earth. If the earth loses that flavoring device, the salt, wherein is it salted? Where does that taste come from? That's what salt does. It flavors things. So if the salt's gone from the earth has lost its flavor, its taste. God's really not there to interfere as much anymore. He lets evil reign in a little bit. And believe me, if we, the church, are in the tribulation, we make a difference. We fight. We stand against evil. There's almost over 500 million evangelical Christians in the world today. Now, that's not just people going to church. That's evangelical, praying, believing Christians. That number may seem a little high to you. Well, let's put it down to only 100 million. You get 100 million Christians praying and claiming the world for Jesus Christ. You get 100 million Pentecostal, Baptist, good Church of Christ people. It doesn't matter who they are. If they believe in Jesus Christ and they're sold out to the Holy Spirit, they make an impact on the world that we live in. Just think about that. Now, they're gone. Our church, we are gone. The earth feels the difference. And that creates an era of tribulation. You don't have to have any other war or anything else. I think that alone would make a difference. For 2,000 years, we've been growing. For 2,000 years, we've been fighting. For 2,000 years, we've been praying. We're praying people. For 2,000 years, if suddenly that ends, you don't think the world would feel that? Yeah, they'd feel that. And yeah, that would create an era of tribulation. Think about that.